If you're tired of fighting battles with yourself, if you wanna be somebody else, change your mind. Hi guys! So today we are going to do a talk about changing our minds. We're going to talk about the things that hold us back and the reasons that we can change our mind. If you're tired of the way things are, and if you're tired of hurting and being sore and not being happy, today might be the day to change your mind. So we are going to talk to one of my favorites, and we're going to talk to Wendy of Keto Warrior Journey, and we're going to talk the real skinny. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk pre-keto 101. So what are the mindset things that we need to have in place before we begin? So Miss Wendy, I can see that you're watching me on Facebook. I need you to watch it on Instagram, because that's the side we're going live. So I need you to pop out of the Facebook, Miss Wendy, and pop with us. And I see your invite. I see you. Okay, let's go live with Wendy. I'm so excited she's adding. Adding. Yay, adding. Oh, it's so awesome. Okay, we're just waiting for Wendy to pop in. And we have a list we're going to hit today, guys, because we know how scattered. Hello, Wendy! My darling! Wow.
I was in Facebook. I was waiting for you, my friend.
Oh, good. I didn't see you watching. I only saw it on Facebook because of the delay. So we're in and we're ready. Let's first introduce everybody to you, because we don't all know you yet. I know you, the fabulous Wendy. But why don't you introduce yourself, and then we'll touch on what we're going to talk about today.
Sure, thanks, Dory. So guys, I'm Keto Warrior Wendy. I run Keto Warrior's Journey on Facebook. I have lost 85 pounds and counting so far on the ketogenic diet. My husband has lost 50 pounds. I've reversed bipolar. He's reversed prostate cancer, and we've done it all without medication. So I'm here to help you, figure out how to get yourself going and how to get your head on right, because it really is a lot about your mindset more than even about what you're eating.
Oh, amen, sister. Amen. And I'm going to say that, guys. Mindset is 90% of the battle. If you've got your mind right, the battle part is easy. So, Wendy, why don't you tell them what we're going to cover today?
So today we're going to talk about our top 5 keto mindset tips that you should consider before you start keto, or if you're on keto and you're struggling, okay? So the first one is keto's not a diet. Second one is find your why. Third one is guilt, cheating, and resentment. The fourth one is ditch the scale.
Yes.
And the last one is build your support network.
Yes.
So we're going to start off with keto's not a diet. So I'd like to give you a dictionary definition, okay? Every way of eating is classified by dictionary definition as a diet.
Yes.
Okay? So the dictionary definition is the kinds of food that a person, animal, or community habitually eats. That's a diet. Okay? So your diet is Pepsi and chips and guacamole and ice cream.
Cheetos!
That's a diet. Yay! That's what got us here, so you don't want that one. Okay?
No
Unfortunately,
Cheetos?
as a society, we've come to only relate to this definition, which is a special course of food to which one restricts oneself, either to lose weight or for medical reasons.
Yes.
And we really need to start adopting position number 1 of it's simply a way of eating, period, end of statement. And we also need to remember that keto is a way to get healthy with a side of weight loss and not the other way around.
Oh, hallelujah. sister. Say it again one more time.
That keto is a way to get healthy with a side of weight loss and not the other way around.
Oh, yes, baby. You're not going to get healthy when you get thin. You're going to get healthy and then you're going to get thin. That's the way it works.
Yeah. Yeah, keto definitely works that way. You start healing on the inside out. So you may not lose weight right at the very beginning, but your body's doing all kinds of great stuff on the inside to get you ready to release that weight.
Yes.
And that's what you're doing. We're not looking for weight loss here, guys. We're looking for weight release because we sure as heck don't want to find it again.
No, this is not hide and seek.
We want to let that baby go and never see it. So we're releasing it. And as soon as you start saying weight release versus weight loss, it feels totally different.
Yes. This is not an Easter egg hunt. We're not dropping it somewhere and picking it up later.
Yeah, no.
So you went the science side, honey. I'm going to go the other side of cheating, and I'm going to tell you why I decided it wasn't a diet in my head. Because for me, I dieted myself fat for 13 years. So as soon as I label the word diet, that means failure to me. That means I'm probably going to do it wrong. I'm probably going to fail anyways. So for me, I decided right away I was making a healthy choice and I wasn't going on a diet that was going to restrict me. I was just going to make healthier choices every day. And that was it. So for me, right off the top, taking that diet word out of my head, it gave me permission to be kind to myself. It took away that old diet rule for me, that as soon as I was on it, I was restricted. As soon as I was on it, I hated it already. So for me, that's why I prefer your definition of diet as a way of eating. Because all the years I heard diet, everybody said, oh, you can't diet without dye in there. You're going to die, Dory. You're going to hate it.
Well, that's the thing, is that as a society, we talk about a diet and everyone's instantly, oh my God, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. How about you just eat to live instead of living to eat, right?
Yes.
We're eating to live. We're eating to fuel our bodies. We're not eating to still our emotions. We're not eating to, take care of the stress of the day. We're eating simply to give our bodies fuel. So it's just a way of eating.
Yes. And I used to do it the other way, Wendy. I didn't eat to live.
Yeah.
I ate for my emotions. I ate for stress, and that was it. And I will say this is the biggest freedom that I have learned, is when I learned to eat for my body's fuel, I stopped eating for emotion. Like that. It was like a switch. All of a sudden, I went from boredom eating to eating when I actually need to.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to point 2.
So point 2 is find your why. Now, Dory and I both have different opinions on this one because my story is a little different.
Yes.
I started keto because my husband in December of 2016 was diagnosed with prostate cancer. It was early, low grade. It wasn't really a lot to worry about, as we know now. But you know what? Someone says, you have cancer, your life stops, time changes, everything changes, your focus is all on cancer, right? We were also planning our wedding at this time last year. Our wedding anniversary is on Sunday. So, this was a lot. And I wasn't planning on losing weight before the wedding. I was going to be a fat, happy bride. No. Okay. So, I was told to take a look at the keto diet to help my husband's prostate cancer.
Yes.
And I started this simply to help him. And now, I was going through dress fittings. I did see that I was doing the fat part really well, but not the happy part of the bride really well. So I kind of quietly put my, unconscious little star on my husband's prostate cancer star and said, maybe this might work for me, but I'm not counting on that. I'm doing this for him. So we journey along. I start doing it for him. I lose all kinds of weight before the wedding. So does he in 2 months. I dropped 22 pounds. He dropped 20 pounds in a month. We looked like little kids in big kids' clothes on our wedding day because everything was too big on us. But anyway, that's not the point. So the point is that anything that I've done in this journey up until last June when we went dairy-free, every bit of my why had to do with my husband. And it wasn't until I really started feeling better, because I really struggled in the beginning with keto. Like, I don't even know how I made it through, to be honest. But I stuck through a whole lot of crap with keto in the first 3 or 4 months, and then got to the other side and felt so much better that I started doing it for me. But my why has always been let's get rid of that prostate cancer. So I didn't even start this with the hopes of anything happening for me. So my why was my husband. My why wasn't me, but now my why is completely me. My why is all about this person, this body, this shell, this temple that carries me around every single day. Yes. It gets awesome nourishment now because my why is all about taking care of me. Oh. So there you go, guys. And Dory, I know your story's different.
Well, it is a little different. And it's funny because we came across this point because when Wendy and I were talking about, what's important, what do we need to talk about, I said your why needs to be about you. It has to be about you. You have to do it for you. It can't be, for your friends, your family. It has to just be for you. And Wendy was like, but wait. My why wasn't for me. It became for me, but that doesn't have to be your why you start. And that's the beauty of that too. Because your why is your why. It honestly doesn't matter why your why is your why. If your why is because you want to sit on a swing and not have those bolts dig in your butt when you play with your kids, that's a good enough why. Honestly, it's a good enough why. You don't have to think, my why isn't as good as Wendy's why. Wendy's why was prostate cancer. I just wanted to feel healthy. I just wanted to eat better food. Well, my why is just as important because it's mine. So it doesn't matter what your why is as long as you figure out what it is. Honestly, for me, when my son was small, it was wanting to play with him. It was not wanting to be the fat mom at the park sitting on the bench while her kid's playing. I didn't want to be the mom who didn't dare go down the slide because I knew bloody well I was getting stuck in there. The firefighters might be cute. I couldn't risk that.
On the other side of this, guys, let's be really straight with you. Your why, if it's for someone else, please let it be a healthy reason. Don't do it to save a relationship. Don't do it to save a marriage. Don't do it because your best friend down the street's going to hate your guts if you don't lose 30 pounds. Have a healthy why, okay? There's a really big difference between not a good why and a really good why, okay?
Yes.
So if you're not doing it for you, make sure your why is solid.
Yes.
Okay? That it's going to benefit you as well somehow. Okay? If you're in a bad relationship and you're going to lose weight and you're going to do this because you think you're going to save your relationship, please don't do that.
Don't do that.
Because that's not helping you at all.
Don't do that.
Okay?
So
please know how much love that's said with.
Yes. All the love. All the love. All of it. Like the whole pile of it. Okay. So let's move on to point 3.
Guilt, cheating, and resentment.
Yes.
So Dory, do you want to start with guilt?
Yes, let's start there. And I'm going to say number 1 rule in my group is no guilt. Sorry, that's not allowed in my group. Because for me, guilt triggers a lot of really, really bad eating habits. Because if I feel guilty, then guess what I'm going to do next? I'm going to start to hide. Right? I'm going to hide it so nobody sees it. And then we play the it doesn't count if nobody saw it. Guilt does another thing to me. It gives me license to do more things. Oh, you know what? I already kind of blew my diet today, so I may as well have Cheetos. And then later I'll have a slice of pizza. And then, you know what, tomorrow I get up and, well, I kind of already blew yesterday. So, now it's Wednesday. I'm just going to start back next Monday. Monday will be start day. And then guess what? It's the next Monday, and it's the next Monday, and then a year later, you're like, oh my God, how did I gain back the 20 pounds? Like, I was going to go right back. So for me, guilt is the enemy. Food is not the enemy anymore. My own guilt is my personal enemy, and in my group, we've made guilt the enemy because it makes you do so many ugly things, like shameful things.
Oh. Absolutely. Yeah, feeling guilty really does just keep you in place. So if you're feeling stuck and you notice that you have guilt going on, there's your reason. Right there. If you're feeling guilty because you cheated, which we're going to talk about in just a second.
Yes.
But if you're feeling guilty about cheating, then all you're doing is you're taking an emotion, attaching it to an experience, and then using it to beat the crap out of yourself with, to give you excuses to keep you in place.
Yeah.
This is what mindset work is about, right, guys? It's about changing how you're looking at things. So you have to turn around and reframe all those things.
Yes. And you know what? I got a call from a lady in my group just yesterday about that. She messaged me, and I said, how are you? And she said, okay, I guess. Well, you know, I'm not really buying that. It's better than super crummy, but thanks for asking. What's going on with you? What's going on today? And she's like, well, I feel really sad, and I feel really down about my weight. And I said, okay, now this is something you're an expert at. You're an expert at beating yourself up. Girl, you're beating a dead horse just for the sake of beating a dead horse. Now, you couldn't feel any worse than you already do. So why? Why are you still beating yourself? And she's like, well, but I don't really know. Okay, then today's the day. Today's the day we decide that, you know what, no more guilt. Yes, I might have lived my life bad, but I'm changing it now. So now you're making an effort. Now you're changing it. Why continue to beat yourself up for what you did last week, last year, last month? It's gone. We're changing it now. So maybe today is the day that we decide, you know what, it's okay. I don't have to feel bad about the last 5 years I wasted, because I'm not going to waste the next 5.
That's right. So cheating, cheating, my favorite one. I have done this one all over the K groups, all over the internet, okay?
Cheater, non-keto eater.
Yeah, cheater, keto eater, that's right. Okay, so here's a newsflash for you guys. Food is inanimate, okay?
No.
Food does not jump off the plate into your mouth, make you chew, you swallow.
Oh,
right?
Wendy.
So,
I don't know who you're selling that to.
eating and choosing food is active. Food itself is inactive. So, your cheating is a conscious, active choice.
Yes.
Own your choice,
Yes.
and you have no more guilt.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But you have to own the choice, guys.
Yes.
Because you're making the choice. That food is so not jumping off the plate and into your face.
Oh.
It's so not saying, Dorlin, come here, Dorlin. I need you to eat me now.
Okay.
It does not do this. Okay?
Oh, come on.
So,
Oh, fine then.
I know that we make conscious, unconscious, and subconscious choices. So sometimes we're going to get driven to that table with all the things on it that we shouldn't eat, and we're going to stuff our face, because some days we go, screw it, I'm done. I need a day. I'm going to eat all the things. Own the decision. You will not feel guilty. You will feel like crap because you're going to have to go through keto flu again, but you will not feel guilty.
Gotta pay your stupid tax.
Own it. Do not put the responsibility on food, and take responsibility yourself.
Yes.
Okay?
And I'm going to say Dr. Ken Berry calls that paying our stupid tax. So when you eat off plan, when you eat something you're not supposed to, own it. Pay your stupid tax, put on your big girl panties, and move on. Because I'm going to tell you this. Every time I have eaten off plan, because that's what I prefer to call it, I don't like the C word, it was a very conscious choice, Wendy. It was a super ultra conscious choice. And I'm going to give you guys a good example. I was at the grocery store, and I was buying cereal for my son, because everybody in my house doesn't keto. He's 20 years old, whatever, he gets cereal. And as I was standing there reaching for his favorite / my favorite cereal, in my head, I was thinking, I'm just going to have a teeny weeny little bowl of that. And I knew it. I knew it when I took it off the shelf. I knew it when I brought it home. I knew it when I put it in the counter. And I waited all day long. And at the end of the night, I was super excited. I was like, I'm going to eat me some of this cereal. I'm doing it. And it was like the teeniest little bowl ever. Like maybe a third of a cup of cereal, if that, not even. And I was sick. I was sick for 3 days. And dude, it didn't even taste good. It smelled good. And that's where it got me. It got me on the smell every time. And as I was eating it, I was like, dude, this doesn't even taste good. Nah, nah, nah. And I still ate it. But it was a very conscious choice. Now, at that moment in the grocery store, I could have picked a different cereal for him. Easy. He eats other things. I didn't have to pick the one that I knew I would eat. I knew I would eat that one if I brought it home. I knew it. I knew it, and I bought it anyways. So that is a conscious choice. I can't pretend like, I just came home and it magically appeared in my cupboard and then, crawled out of there and jumped in my face one piece at a time. That was the best excuse ever, though, Wendy. Thanks for taking that, dude.
Yeah, so, and the thing is that, and then we go and we consciously choose to make a less supportive decision? Okay?
Yes.
So we go and we make this conscious choice to choose something that's really crap for our diet, whatever. Whatever. And I lost my train of thought because I was getting really cute. So I'll get back to that in a second. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's go on and just say resentment. So for me, starting for someone else, this is where you're really going to get caught. Okay, guys? The resentment when you start for someone else is huge. I had to give up everything because my husband was following a prostate cancer protocol. So we had to give up dairy and we had to give up processed meats. We were literally down to fish and chicken and vegetables, and that was about it. Like, it was clean, super, super, super strict. Okay? When we started with dairy. I had resentments about letting some of those things go, but I started feeling keto good pretty quickly, so I wasn't so resentful. And of course, losing 22 pounds 2 months before my wedding and fitting into a dress that I didn't think I was going to was a huge thing. You know? But then I got sick and I was really resentful because I'm like, I'm really sick. Yeah. And no one knows what's wrong with me. And this really sucks. And if I didn't already know that I felt good, then I might not stick this through. But now I'm resentful because, you know what? I did this for him in the first freaking place. And why am I doing this? And do I really want to be doing this? And I feel like freaking crap. And then you get through it. And then I had to give up dairy. And I love me some cheese.
Yes,
but I had to give up dairy. And I was the 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and still stalling girl. So I had to drop it. When I dropped it, I went through a dairy detox. Now, a dairy detox, you do not want to go through a dairy detox, but I needed to go through it. I resented it. Oh my God. I resented it so much that I started off with taking other dairy things out. Then I started slowing down how much cheese I was eating, but I just didn't want to give up that heavy whipping cream. And then I gave it up. And you know what happens when you resent giving things up? You tend to find out that those are the things that you needed to have out of your diet the most. Do you know what fixed? Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. Do you know what reversed my bipolar? Was taking dairy out. Yes. The one thing I didn't want to take out was the one thing that has actually totally, completely, and utterly changed my life. So, resentment's going to happen, guys. Push through it. Push through it, push through it. It's worth it. It helps you build mental goals. Like, these are all things that are really, really important along the entire journey, right? Like, you're strengthening your brain every step that you go through keto. You're building up mental strength so that you have the fortitude to deal with the things that come at you in life, right? Yes. And then you're feeling good from keto, so now you don't get the same level of stress that you used to get. But keep the resentment on the down low, folks. Feel it, own it, let it go. Dory?
I'm going to share this because I only did it for me. It was only my choice for me, and I still was resentful. Dude, I was resentful. I watched one video. I decided I wanted to eat healthier. The first couple days, my steam was high. My excitement was there. I was excited. By day 3, I was running out of things to eat. And already I was like, okay, I hate my face. Why did I decide to be healthy again? Oh yeah, because I'm stupid. Stupid, that's me. Yeah, because I get to give up everything I love, and, you know, for what? I've never actually, you know, succeeded at a diet anyways. I went through the first 4 months without losing any weight. So, I mean, here I am, ticking by month, by month, by month, by month. And here's my only blessing in that. That was before I knew there was keto groups. So I wasn't watching anybody else lose weight. I had no idea. It would have been worse, I think, if I was watching people around me lose and lose and lose. But I was all isolated. I was in my own bubble, and I had nobody to rely on but me and Google and YouTube. That was it. But I was resentful. I was angry with myself. Like, I woke up and I thought, girl, what were you thinking? Why do you even want... I hate myself. I'm stupid. Why would I want to be healthy? It's not that fun. And I have to give up everything anyways. So even when I did it for myself and it was a choice for me, and 1,000,000% it was for me all the way, and I was the only one holding myself accountable because my guy was like, oh, that's a great choice for you. And my son was like, oh, good for you, ma'am. That's a really good thing for you. have fun with that. And I was like, okay, I'm pushing through. And it was hard. I wasn't losing. Nothing was going on. I did feel better. I'll give you that. Like, right away, I felt better. I had energy. I was excited. But that was it. Like, that was all I got for the first 4 months. And it was enough to pull me through. So that's why the why matters. Because if the why matters, you're not even going to pay attention to the fact that the scale's not moving yet. You're just going to be like, you know what, I feel good. I feel better. I sleep less. I get better sleep. Like, I used to sleep 8-9 hours a day, press my snooze, and then curse that I had to get up, lay in bed for another 10 minutes, and now I don't even set an alarm anymore. My body wakes me up at stupid o'clock, and it's all like, oh, hello, keto time. And I'm like, no, dude, it's only 6:30. We sleep now. No, keto time. Keto time. And as soon as I wake up, my brain starts working, and I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to do today? What have I got on my list today? Who do I need to chat with today? What recipes am I working on today? And my brain just starts spinning on its own. And I remember before, it was like around about cup coffee 3 that my brain started to wake up. Like, I swear I was up for a full 3 hours before I was ever awake before.
I was the 10 o'clock in the morning girl. You don't talk to me before freaking 10 because ugliness. So, next.
I love it.
So we're going to move on.
Yes.
We are going to talk about, I'm going to talk about it first because I actually ran a no-scale challenge. We're going to talk about ditching the scale, guys. This is huge. If you can do this, you're going to break the majority of your addictions. Seriously. Because you can break the addiction of weighing yourself daily. You're also going to break yourself of the addiction of the emotional payback that you get every time you get on the scale. Okay? So here we go. Your scale only measures your gravitational pull on the earth at the moment you stand on it.
Yes.
And that number, we decide whether or not we're good enough that day, whether or not we can eat that food that day, whether or not people are going to like us. We've used that number to measure our self-worth, to tell us whether or not we're going to have a good day or a bad day, because we all know if the scale goes up, we all get all grumpy. But you know, there's a reason why when you go up to the scale, you have to kick it to turn it on. Think about that for a second. Okay, so we are in the business of breaking addictions in keto. Weighing yourself is an addiction. Okay? The emotional payback is an addiction. Put your scale away. All right, so now let me tell you what happened. So I ran a no-scale challenge in January. And I did everything I had everybody else doing. I tracked my macros. I did all those things, and I did not get on the scale. And it was really, really hard because we're so used to that emotional validation from the scale. We're so used to that validation saying that you're doing something, which, you know what, as we know with keto now, you can bounce up and down 2 pounds and lose 2 pant sizes. Yes. I've been stalled since October. I've dropped from a size 16 to a size 12 and dropping. I've dropped from an extra large shirt to almost a medium. I've lost all my angel wings down here are almost gone. My stomach is retracting. My baby pooch is disappearing. Like, all these things are happening and gave my brain lots of time to catch up and get used to this new look. I mean, I was 275 pounds, guys. My face was like this. Like, I had a big carb face, dudes. And, you look in the mirror and it's like, whoa, who's that? Whoa, who's that? Whoa, who's that? Like, it's craziness. So it gives you time to catch up. All right?
Yes.
So,
now,
stop tying your emotions into your scale. In January, I dropped 5 3/4 inches, and I was doing lives all through January. People were like, whoa, Wendy, you're getting smaller, you're getting smaller, you're getting smaller. I stepped on the scale February 1st, up 2.1 pounds. So, you can lose all kinds of inches and still put weight on. So don't believe the scale. You need to trust your non-scale victories. You need to trust how you feel, how you look, how your clothes feel. You need to trust that when people are looking at you going, wow, are you losing weight? That you actually are.
Yes.
You know, do side-by-side pictures and compare yourself from where you started to where you are today. These are the things that matter.
Yes.
The scale doesn't matter.
No.
It does not matter. You know what? I'm watching my body morph and shape again, and the scale's gone up. It's gone down 4.5 pounds and back up 3 this week. So don't pay attention to it. Do not, because it just messes with your head. And I will tell you, after a month of not weighing myself and then getting on the scale and seeing myself shrink, I could see myself shrinking. And then I got on the scale and my weight was up. Man, did it mess with my head. So don't trust it. Use your measuring tape. Use your pictures. Use people. Use whatever you need to use. Don't use the scale.
Yes.
That's my big preach for that. There you go,
Yes.
Dory.
And you know what? I'm going to pick up right where you left off, girl. And I'm going to say this. So some of you know I just hit my keto 1-year anniversary. So in 1 whole year, I'm going to tell you that my weight only moved 6 times. 6 times in 1 year. So when I started, I was 180. Then I was 182. 180, 182, 180, 182. I sat there for months, the first 4 months. And then I had my first whoosh. So for 4 months, I lost nothing. And then all of a sudden, I was 170. Then I was 170, 172, 170, 172, 170, 172. And I did that for a month or 2. And then I was 165. But then I bounced that again for another month. 65, 67, 65, 67, 160. Bang, boom. Okay, fine. And honestly, in an entire year, my scale only moved 6 times. Now, I will say the same for me. Since I started doing videos in November, technically, because my scale has gone down and back up again, I'm exactly the same weight I was in November. But I challenge you to go back and look at one of my November videos and see how much rounder my face is, how much larger my stomach is, how I've still got all the back rolls. And I'm going to tell you guys this. All the last couple of weeks, everybody's been saying, oh my God, Dory, you look all kinds of thinner. Like, you've lost another 5 pounds, you've lost another 10 pounds. I know you have. So yesterday, because I never weigh, yesterday I hopped on the scale. And yesterday that bag told me I've gained 4 pounds. What? But I'm down a pant size. I went last week and I bought size 7 pants. So I'm down a full pant size, I'm down a bra size, and I'm up 4 pounds. And I'm going to show you this. I'm going to get up on my stool. Because I'm going to say this. When my scale does not move, that's when my body changes. It's either or. Either my scale is moving, guys, or my body shape is changing. It is not both. And I'm going to tell you all day long, I would rather see this. So this is what I'm getting that is brand new. Now, if you look at my November videos, this is all brand new, lady. Like, this is brand new. Look at how I don't have a paunch anymore. Look at how this roll is almost completely gone. And look at this really pretty shape that I'm getting here. This is brand new. This is, I've gained 4 pounds.
Gotta love keto.
Right? Like, honestly, if this is what gaining 4 pounds looks like, girl, I will take that all day, every day, and I will take that to the bank with me, and I'll be like, look at my sexy butt.
There's not a soul that believes me when I tell them I'm 190 pounds.
Never. Never. Like,
I'm 5'8", I'm 190 pounds, I've dropped 85 pounds, I still have another 30, 40 to go. They're not moving. But man, my body's changing so much. And here's the other thing too, guys, is while your body is changing, your body is healing, okay? So you may not see results on the scale, but your body's shifting, it's morphing, it's healing, it's doing all kinds of magical things that you can't see. And it gives you the opportunity to learn how to get in touch with your body so that, you know, you're going, wow, I'm craving something. It gives you the chance to stop and go, okay, what's my body asking me for? Am I looking for fats? Am I craving sugar? If I'm craving sugar, why am I craving sugar? It allows you to have the time to touch into your innate knowledge of what's going on and be able to, pardon me, and be able to eat what your body actually needs at that moment. But while you're so busy losing weight, you're so focused on losing weight, you lose touch with what your body is actually doing. And it's really quite a miraculous machine if you give it the opportunity to talk to you and listen clearly. Yes. So you can really sort out a lot of your stuff if you just listen.
Well, and when I gave up my scale, something kind of cool happened for me. And I don't know if it's just a me thing. I've heard a few people say it in my group. But I noticed for me, when I stopped listening to my scale and I started listening to my body, it gave me really clear signals about where I was going to lose weight next. Like, I would get super, super itchy around my tummy for 3 days, and then all of a sudden, whoosh. You know, I'd be like, oh, honey, like, my back roll here is really, really itchy for 2 days, and then all of a sudden, bang, it would go. And I've noticed that, like, if I'm losing here, I'll feel like a warm sensation or an itchy sensation, and I just let my body do its thing now.
Yeah, I know for me, especially when I was much bigger, every time I was building up to a whoosh, all the parts that were about to whoosh would get
Tingle.
really, really hot and feel super weird, squishy in a way that you've never experienced on your body before.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, you want to eat the entire fridge. Because I kind of liken it to carb loading, okay? So before, when you were eating carbs and you were going to go and run a race, you would load up on carbs, right? So your body's got all this energy stored up, all the glycogen, all the glucose, it's got it all stored up in the muscles so that you can go and run, right? Until you get to the end of whatever race you're running. This is the same deal. This is your body getting all the energy, building up all the energy it needs, because it takes a lot of energy for the body to take all that water and go whoosh and drop it all at once. So your body's heating up that area and you're feeding it full of, you know, giving it lots and lots of fuel so that when it goes and you feel really, really good afterwards. Like losing 5 pounds overnight, you know, it's a big change for your body. So it needs that support. So don't worry about whether or not, you know, you're bouncing. Now you're eating the fridge and your body's getting hot and squishy and itchy and doing all the weird things, because in a couple of days you're going to feel better and you're going to be smaller.
Yes. Well, and that's the key, right? Like, we are moving in the right direction, even if the scale isn't. And that's my number one point. Even if your scale is not moving down, you are still moving in the right direction.
Absolutely. You know, your scale is your ultimate saboteur. Think of it as that. It's going to sabotage you, and you're going to allow it every time you step on that scale. So, last but not least, guys, you need to build your support network. Yes. Okay? Not everyone's going to be happy with your new way of being. You're going to be like a mirror to them. You're going to be reflecting to them their unhealthy attitudes, their unhealthy eating. You know, you're going to start looking really healthy. Your energy, your personal energy is going to start changing. What you put off into the world is going to start to change. People are either going to like it or they're not. Okay? And if they're not, they're going to fall out of your life. And you need to know that as you go on this journey, that people are going to come and go in your life. And the sun is out and my glasses are transitioning on me here, so bear with me. I can almost not see anything. They're not going to understand your way of eating, and they're going to say things to you like, oh, honey, you don't want to lose too much weight. Okay. Let's call
That's
that
my
one.
favorite.
So I was 275 freaking pounds, okay? Morbidly freaking obese. A laundry list this long of things that were wrong with me that I'm trying to heal. I've lost 50 pounds at this point. Yes. I still have another 75 pounds to go. I'm not even under 200 pounds yet. Oh, honey, you don't want to lose too much weight. And I would look at them and go, thank you. But do you think I could get under 200 pounds and maybe get out of obese and into overweight? Would that be okay?
Is that all right with you?
Right? So you could have my family doctor who's going to look at you and say, are you ready to give up this keto biz yet?
Yes.
You need to build up a support network. Get yourself into really good keto groups where you're getting good information. Make sure you have close people around you that understand what you're doing, even if they're not doing it with you. Because let me tell you, Dory and I have been working together for months behind the scenes, supporting each other, building each other up, giving each other ideas, working together. Just because you haven't heard from me doesn't mean I haven't been around. It just means I've been there for Dory while I've been doing my own stuff. She's gotten nice and Dory, nice and strong, and she's doing all the things, and I'm doing all the things. So, we need to have our support too. We hold a lot of space for you guys in these groups, right? Yes. So we support each other. You need to make sure you have a good support network too.
Yes. And that's what I want to say, guys. Like, I officially want to introduce you to Wendy, who is the rock that holds me down when I get all, like, crazy Dory lady. Like, when you wonder how I get so creative and I don't just fly off into the clouds, it's my Wendy. when I'm really struggling, and especially when it's the emotional stuff. Because, guys, I've lost 145 pounds on my weight loss journey. And I'm going to say that again, because it's a huge number. I'm literally half of who I was. I was 290 pounds. I'm 145 now. And I'm going to tell you guys a secret. There's a lot of healing mind stuff along the way that I was supposed to do that I didn't do. I didn't do it because, like everybody else, I believed that the fat was my problem, right? Like, since I was 10, people told me, Dory, when you're thin, you'll be more attractive, you'll be this, you'll be that. And somehow I thought that losing weight was going to magically fix all of my problems, right? Well, yeah, I was going to be thin, and then I was just going to be happy, and I was going to have great friends, and I was going to know how to eat healthy, and I was going to build great support, and I was going to have stronger relationships, and it was just going to happen all by itself. Because the issue wasn't, my own mental state, any of the things that was going on. It was just that I was 290 pounds. So as soon as I stopped being 290 pounds, everything was going to be magical better, right? And it
doesn't. See, the thing is that just because your physical body changes, you have to fix this first.
Yes.
So when you go to start keto, you want to make sure that your mindset's right. So this is what I did, guys. So when I started keto, first of all, I started off in a lot of the wrong groups. I had a lot of the wrong information, but that doesn't matter. The fact is that I knew that I did not know what I was doing. So I sat in keto groups and I just read and looked and watched and processed and all of those things for an entire month. Yep. I did nothing keto. I sat and read groups. That's it. Then that was when I started doing my wedding dress fittings and went, time to hitch my star on my husband's prostate cancer. And I cut out ginger ale. That was all I did. I did all of this in really baby steps, okay? So, because normally I'm like the headstrong, dive in, get her done. This time I was like, whoa, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Whoa.
So the first week, I cut out sugar. For me, that was pop.
Yes.
The second week, I started doing some of my carb subs. And the third week, I went full keto, right? So I spent a month getting my head right before I ever started changing my food. Don't be ashamed.
Yes.
Don't be ashamed of taking baby steps. We'd rather see you take all the little teeny tiny steps to get to where you want to be than to jump in and go, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do this, forget it, keto's not for me, done. So,
yes.
Guys, baby steps, it's all good.
Oh, and you know what? I did the baby steps too. And that's how I recommend everybody to do it. And even when I've spoken with Dr. Ken in lives, he's like, you know what, Dory, you're not wrong. That is the way to do it. And I did it the same way you did. So now I didn't research a lot like you did. I watched one video. I decided I was going to make a healthier choice, but I decided right away I was going to make one choice a day. So the first thing I did was I started cutting my sugars. The first day I had 4 sugars instead of 6. I'm a rock star. And then, a couple days later I had 2 instead of 4. Yay me! I made my guy celebrate me. I was like, did you see that? Did you see how awesome that is? There's only like 2 sugars in that coffee. What? Until I slowly got it out because I had to do that, right? Like, for me, it was the easiest way to detox. But guess what? I didn't get the keto flu. I didn't get sick. I wasn't ornery. I wasn't miserable. I didn't get the bad breath. I didn't have, any of those issues because it was just a little at a time. So first, I slowly started cutting my sugars. And then I started making better carb choices. And I'm going to tell you guys, they weren't all perfect choices in the beginning. Like, I remember my very first, I was proud of myself carb choice, and you're going to giggle because this was my first one. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so good. So I used to go to McDonald's drive-thru and you get your sausage muffin on the muffin and you get a hash brown on the side. So I decided, today I'm going to be a good girl. I'm going to cut my carbs. I'm going to skip the English muffin and I'm going to get them to make it on my hash brown instead. So I still ate the hash brown, but I didn't have the muffin. Rockstar! But then, you know what, next time I went back, I didn't have either. I got just the sausage and the cheese. So you don't have to do it all in one step. Like, if I had pressured myself that tomorrow I wake up and tomorrow I'm not allowed this, I'm not allowed that, I'm not allowed, I wouldn't have stuck it through. I know I wouldn't have. Like, I had to let myself ease out of the things that I want. And I'm going to say this, when it matters, it matters. Like, in the beginning, I was like, I'm keeping my flavored creamer. I'm keeping it. I'm not giving it up. I don't care. I'll eat everything else healthy, but I want flavored creamer because that's it. That's the only thing I have. That's the only thing that matters. And I kept it for a little while. And then after a while, I was like, oh, I'm looking at the label.
Yeah, that's like me with peanut butter. I was like, okay, you know what? I've given up freaking everything. Everything. I've given up dairy. I've given up sweeteners. I've given up caffeine because they all started reacting all at once. It really sucked.
Yes.
But I've given up all the things, okay? So let me have things. And then I decided one day, because you got it, because you're keto, looked at the label, and as soon as I saw maltodextrin, well, this is the family channel, so I won't tell you what I said, but it wasn't pretty. The air was pretty blue, kind of like Dory's hair. So, and now I eat the natural peanut butter from the Bulk Barn. It's fine. I just didn't want to give up my craft peanut butter, and now I don't miss it anymore. It's just one of those things, right? So we all have that sticking point of, I'm not giving that up. I gave up everything. It goes back to the resentment thing. Let it go, guys. Just let it go. Because you know what? There's a keto substitute for almost everything. Oh, except for dairy-free cheesecake. Can I just tell you that? Yeah. That's
well, only the cooked kind. We can make you the no-bake kind. We just can't bake it. We can.
Sorry, Dory?
I said we can make you the no-bake kind. We just can't cook it because dairy-free cream cheese you can't cook.
No, I'll pass. Yeah. I'm not that desperate for dairy after I dairied myself last week.
Oh, God. You tell that story, and then I'm going to tell my peanut butter story, because we've got about 10 minutes left, and I think those are both good stories.
So here's my problem. Although I haven't had any testing done, I mean, the keto journey that I've been on has really taught me much about many things. And my problem is actually the casein in the cow's milk, sheep's milk, goat's milk. I have had a bipolar diagnosis since 2008. I've been on antipsychotics. I've been on anti-epilepsy drugs because bipolar and epilepsy have a very similar mechanism in the brain.
Yes.
So it was really interesting to me when I started researching keto that I found that out. And I'm like, if keto works for epilepsy, I wonder if it'll work for bipolar. So I started following keto, still doing dairy. I'm getting better, but not great. Still full of inflammation. Finally had to cut out the dairy. And then I went through this dairy detox. And the dairy detox is because casein turns into a morphine, into an opioid, and it becomes an addictive substance for some people. The other thing with dairy is highly inflammatory. And for people that are affected by it, it causes microinflammation in the brain that mimics mental health issues. So I took the dairy out. I went through the dairy detox. That was the first time my husband ever, in 3.5 years at that point, ever called me out on my behavior because I was really horrible. I was really horrible, Dory. My husband never calls me out on anything. And wow, he called me things that he has never called me before. And I kind of said some things back to him that weren't equally as pleasant. And then I went inside and cried for an hour and a half and wished I could give my skin to someone else, because when you're withdrawing from a drug, you're going through all kinds of stuff. And for me, this is a drug. Okay. Yes. It took 6 months for all of that inflammation to leave my body. And then when it did, I actually in December started feeling my brain come to life. Like it felt like, in soda pop, how the bubbles come to the surface and they pop?
Yep.
That was what I felt in my brain. And to me, from what I'm guessing, is that's all the synapses that were starting to fire again after all these years of not being able to fire because of the inflammation. And my life literally changed. Once that started, everything in my life turned around in December. It was really crazy. So the other day, last week, I was with someone who's keto. She had some meatballs and she dipped it in a bit of tzatziki. We're talking like dipped it in so, you can see through it.
Yeah.
We're talking maybe half a teaspoon. I went, you know what? It's been 9 months since I've had any dairy. Maybe my body's healed. Let's try. Yeah, no, this body never ever healing from this crap, never eating dairy again, okay? Because 3 hours later, I started to feel this rush of the mania that I was used to before. And I was like, and I've been doing a lot of transformational coaching at the same time, so I didn't know whether or not maybe something got set off in my head, and, I didn't know what was happening, so I kind of just breathed my way through it and let it rise, let it rise. Then I started to cry, and then I went, oh, I know what happened. This is dairy. And literally, my mood was up and down and all over the place. If I wasn't freaking out, I was bawling my eyes out. My husband's looking at me. He's like, thank God I know what's happening. My body hurt. My head hurt, and I could feel really weird stuff going on in my brain. So for about 3 or 4 hours that night, I was not a nice person to be around. I didn't even want to be in my own skin. So please don't feed me dairy, because I'm really, really ugly. And the old Wendy comes back, and the old Wendy just needs to stay in bed, period. We don't need her around, because she's very non-productive and very sad and broken, and I don't need her back. So no dairy for me.
And
it's sad. It's sad. I know it's sad. I love cheesecake. Cheesecake is like my everything. And it is now no longer my everything, because it's going to make me sick. It just happens. So if you're on the fence about dairy, if you think living dairy-free is difficult, please reach out to me. Please come to my group, Keto Warriors Journey, and I can help you with a dairy-free journey, because I was doing it and I had no one to help me. Okay?
Yes. And I love to be Wendy's favorite.
And Dory does all the wonderful dairy-free things for us that don't know how to convert everything.
Well, my sister recently went dairy-free as well. So I started, around about the same time, around about December, starting to look at dairy-free recipes. Originally, it was just for my sister. And then the more I started making, the more outpouring I got from my group. Can I have this in dairy-free? Can I have that in dairy-free? Dory, I need a dairy-free this. So I do a lot of that. And I'm going to say that, like, if you guys follow me, you know my food is fun. Like, I do the fun, I do the kids stuff, I do the bright foods. But what I'm going to tell you that you might not know about me is my actual area of expertise is very difficult dietary restrictions. So if there's something that you want and you're nut-free or you're dairy-free or you're coconut-free or you're vegan or your restrictions are coming down on you, that's my actual area of expertise. The fun stuff, that's just for me because I like it. But there's options. Like, I have found dairy-free recipes for just about everything except for Wendy's Cook Me Cheesecake. So we have options there, and I'm going to tell you guys my peanut butter story. Now, like Wendy, I didn't want to give up my peanut butter, and I thought, well, I really only have 1 tablespoon once in a blue moon. There's only 2 grams of sugar in it. It's really not going to hurt me all that bad. And I did that for many months. Once in a blue moon, tablespoon of peanut butter. And then I created a recipe for keto snowballs. And if you know what a snowball is, they're like they've got Rice Krispie squares in them, they're peanut butter, they're rolled in coconut, and I discovered something that tasted just like that. And I went egg roll, like nuts, girl. I ate 3 tablespoons of peanut butter every night for 4 nights in a row. And then I was like, what is wrong with me? I feel like somebody hit me with their car. I feel sick. I feel tired. I'm crabby. And here I am. I'm at my house. I'm picking fights with my guy. I'm being miserable. I'm ornery. I'm tired. I'm in a mood. He looks at me and he goes, what is wrong with you? I sugared myself. It's like, oh, girl. Because I was like, and it took me 2 days. Because for 2 days I was like, what did I do? What did I eat? What was it? I didn't eat anything I don't normally. I didn't eat off plan. And no, I didn't eat something I didn't normally do. And I didn't eat off plan technically, but I overdid it. Like, I really overdid it. And guess what? I probably won't ever eat peanut butter again because I made myself sick. So this is what I did instead. I made a blend of walnut, pecan, and I added some hemp heart to it. And then I put peanut butter extract flavor in it. Because Dory doesn't eat peanut butter anymore.
I probably shouldn't eat peanut butter. It doesn't always totally agree with my stomach. But you know what? Can I just go back to I already gave up all the things and I want my freaking peanut butter?
Yes. Yes.
And I know you guys are watching me and I keep scratching my face. When I have eaten something that is not necessarily good for me, it shows up as hives along my jaw, and on my neck, or I sit here and I scratch because this is where I break out. And I've been eating Hellman's mayonnaise that has canola oil, and that does that to me. So excuse me, I don't have scabies or anything weird. I'm just reacting to food again.
Do you know what? I kind of want to touch on that too, because when I was doing a live with Dr. Ken, he was like, "Oh yeah, go get the avocado or the olive oil mayo. It's great. It's awesome." And I said this to him: "Okay, it depends on where you live, because when I went to my Walmart and I looked at the bottle of it's got written all over the front, extra virgin olive oil mayo. I turned it over, and the first ingredient is guess." Canola. And it's like where it says olive oil is like right down at the very bottom. May contain trace elements of. Thank you. Thank you.
Canola masquerading as olive.
Well, and it's the same thing too. Like even if you go buy a bottle of olive oil that says extra virgin, you flip that baby around because it might be 90% canola oil with a touch of olive in there for marketing.
The other thing you need to know about olive oil too is that a lot of it hits the stores and it's already rancid, and you can't necessarily tell until you go to cook with it. So how do you know? So I make homemade mayonnaise. I use extra light tasting olive oil and an egg. If it doesn't emulsify, your olive oil is rancid.
Okay.
End story.
That's good to know. And I make mine with rendered bacon fat because I like me some bacon mayo.
Yeah. Bacon mayo is alright too. I personally like avocado oil and egg, and then I throw some minced garlic and salt and pepper in there and some mustard, and it's really, really good.
I'm going to try that one. I haven't bought avocado oil yet, only because it's very expensive where I live. And I was like, well, you know what? I've already got coconut. I've already got olive oil. When I've got a little extra, I'll buy the avocado. But I've heard it's nice for mayo because of the thickness in comparison to your olive oil texture.
And you're guaranteed that you're not getting a rancid bottle of olive oil, too.
Nice.
Right? The thing is, Dory, do you have a Costco membership?
I do. Okay. I'm going to get it from there next time.
The avocado oil you get at Costco is a bigger bottle, and it costs less than what you're going to get at your regular health food store. Okay. You get more of it, so it's your best value if you're going to be buying avocado oil. I always buy it 2 bottles at a time because I go through about 2 bottles a month.
Yes. Now, it's only going to give us a couple more minutes. So being that we were talking about olive oil, I want to show you guys quickly. I've been working on the new Fasting Bomb melts. And yesterday I did 2 that are an olive oil base. And I want to show them to you because they're a dairy-free butter option. So what you do is you take equal parts olive oil, coconut oil, you warm it together, chill it till it's cloudy, and then you whip it up. But then I put it into nice molds, and I added some butter flavor extract. So technically, it's just oil, but it tastes like butter. So it's a dairy-free option for butter. And I did it both just in a regular butter and a salted butter flavor. So if you guys, you're dairy-free, but you love butter, there's still options that feel like, look like, texture-wise, taste like our butter.
Where do you get the butter extract?
I bought that at Bulk Barn. I'll grab it out so I can show you what it looks like. Now, technically, this one is meant for icing. It's an icing flavoring. So it's meant to make butter cream icing. So there is my 3 o'clock alarm. Time to go pick up my brother. So I'm going to let you have the last word, Miss Wendy. You sign us out. What is our motivational takeaway from this today? What is our mental, what are we repeating to ourselves to get on track today?
Oh, sure. Put me on the spot.
And you only got 30 seconds.
We're telling ourselves that we're worth it.
Yes.
That we deserve all the good that we can get in our lives, and we deserve to be keto healthy, guys.
Yes. We deserve it. We love you. If you're on a journey, we want to journey with you. Keto Warrior Wendy journey. My colorful keto buddy Dory. We're going to see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining us, Wendy.
Guys.
I love you, darling. Goodbye.
Bye.